Hello Aztecs, welcome to Lesson 14, Weight Control, Part 1. This lesson is about weight control, which means we're going to talk about metabolism again, because it directly relates to controlling our weight. The best way to explain weight control is to go through the progression of what happens to us after food consumption. To start, we have hunger because our body tells us we need the energy. The calories we consume provide the raw energy for our body. Our body metabolizes what we consume by converting the calories into energy so we can use it. Our basal metabolic rate, or BMR, is first in line to receive the energy. The BMR fuels the heart, brain, liver, kidneys, muscle repair, skin repair, bone growth, and nail growth, etc. Which brings me back to my analogy from a previous lesson. Our BMR is like a car idling without pushing on the gas pedal, and our body engine is always on and idling. 60 to 70% of our food consumption goes to maintaining our BMR. Our skeletal muscles are second in line to get the energy. This happens so that we can move. Our active calories are burned when we actually press on the gas pedal for movement. Our fat cells are third in line to get the energy we consume. Our fat cells can store our energy so that we can tap into them just in case we don't have enough food in the future. Think of our stored body fat as our own extra battery that we always carry around with us and tap into when we don't have enough calories coming in. We have fat storage on our bodies so that we don't waste the calories we consume. Our bodies are very careful about saving every bit of energy we get, because we can't live without energy. The energy we store in our fat cells takes up space and adds size and weight to our bodies. This energy has to be stored somewhere. For humans, the storage is in our fat cells. We have fat cells throughout our body. Our genetics have usually placed the fat cells in the same spots as the generations of our ancestors before us. If mom or dad store their fat in certain spots of the body as they gain weight, there's a good chance that you will store fat in those spots as well. So don't be upset about how you gain weight. It is what it is, and you are who you are. One of the reasons you are alive is because your ancestors before you were so good at storing fat. If they were not, they might not have made it through those tough winters where food was hard to find. So don't hate on yourself. If weight becomes an issue for you, or your health becomes an issue for you, then hopefully what I am explaining helps you to control your weight. Think of your fat cells as millions of little connected water balloons throughout your body that we fill up so that we can have energy storage for later. Fat cells take up space in our bodies and give us more of a full shape as we fill them up with extra energy. When we tap into our stored energy because of a lack of consumed calories or because of doing a fat-burning exercise, the fat cells drain and shrink in size as they provide our bodies with the missing energy. By doing this, we change our shape into a smaller version of ourselves. Which reminds me, you can't work out an area of the body and make your fat in that area of the body disappear. It doesn't work like that. The concept is called spot reduction. And I can't reduce the fat on that spot of my body by working out the muscles below that spot of fat. Any muscles that you exercise will get firmer, stronger, and bigger. but the fat over the muscles being exercised is not drained from the area closest to the muscles being exercised. For example, sit-ups or crunches will not make your stomach fat go away. You can see your abdominals better when less fat is covering them up. The next question I usually get is, how do I lose that fat so I can see my abdominals? I will explain. Your fat throughout your body drains as a whole. If a water balloon has a tiny hole, you can watch that whole water balloon slowly drain while losing size and weight. You can't make the left side or the right side of that balloon drain any different with a different hole. It just gets smaller. Water doesn't separate like that. It's the same for body fat. Our fat cells are like one big water balloon throughout our whole body. Think of the shape of a water balloon as it deflates. The general shape of a balloon stays the same. It just becomes a smaller version of itself. And eventually, after enough of your balloon drains, we will start to see your abdominals. Your fattest areas will remain your fattest areas until your body fat levels are low enough that you can see through to the muscles. That's because your body wants to store the extra energy there first because of your genetics. Some people store more fat in the midsection, while others might store more fat in the hips and legs. You can thank your ancestors for the weird spots that you might store fat, along with the color of your hair and your eyes. You inherit all these traits from your ancestors. Don't forget to take the quiz on controlling your weight, part 1. See you next time.